kilo for boxing. All right, y'all. So I see a lot of people saw that picture of Errol Spence Jr. coming out of the hospital with his eye bandaged up, and took that and said, "Wait a minute. I thought it was his left eye. Why is the bandage on his right eye?" Now, me personally, when I saw that, I knew right away that the bandage was on the correct eye, and I said, "Okay, this is one of those situations where it depends on which lens the camera takes the picture from, whether it's like a selfie or whether it's whether it's the selfie shot or you turn the camera around and take the picture the other way." And the reason I say this, I remember many years ago, a friend of mine, his son was just getting his learner's permit, and his wife took a picture of him sitting in her car driving. And I saw the picture and I was like, "Where are y'all driving at? Why is he sitting on the passenger side? Why is he on the right hand side of the car with a steering wheel?" You know what I'm saying? As I'm looking at the picture, I didn't actually ask this question. And then I was like, "Hey, it must be the way they took the picture." And sure enough, right as I was saying this to myself, somebody else asked that question. It was like, "Why does it look like the steering wheel's on the other side?" And she was like, "Oh, it's my camera because I took it on selfie mode, on the other mode, whatever it was." And I was like, okay, so that makes sense. And then, of course, I've been on other social media profile pictures and stuff like that. I looked at it, people have seen in cars taking pictures of themselves with the steering wheel in their hand, but they're sitting on the wrong side of the car. So it's just one of those things. And I'm not saying this to make excuses, because I know there are a lot of people out there who truly believe that Errol Spence Jr. isn't injured. Not sure why. I guess it can be attributed to some of these other people pulling out of fights and so-called having certain illnesses, but their actions after pulling out of the fight doesn't make it seem like they really have these illnesses. You got one guy going to Italy on vacation as he's supposed to have the illness, and then you got another guy all out about in Vegas, taking pictures with everybody, kissing babies and all kind of other stuff, all while he's supposed to have this very contagious illness. So with that being said, I guess all of those things factoring in, and certain people are fans of these other guys, and they didn't like that people were lambasting their asses for some of the their actions that they were doing and taking after pulling out of a fight. And it seemed that those guys weren't really as sick as they said they were. And, a lot of things just didn't add up. So people let them have it. So I guess some people who took exception to that saw the opportunity with Spence, figuring that a lot of those people who said something about these other guys are Spence fans, so they want to return the favor. But I'll say there's one fundamental difference. Errol Spence Jr. had been trying to get the fight with Manny Pacquiao for years. Teofimo Lopez really could care less whether he fight Kambosos or not. Tyson Fury had to be taken to arbitration to be forced to fight Deontay Wilder. So in those instances, you got two guys who really weren't really pursuing the fights that they pulled out of, and there was other things going on, especially on Lopez's side. And then you got a guy like Errol Spence who been trying to get this fight ever since his Mikey Garcia fight, and it finally lands in his lap, and people really believe that this man pulled out of the fight pretending to be injured, only to do what? What does he gain? I've heard it said that he gets to protect his oath. I heard it said that he gets to keep his belts and his earning power and drawing power and all of that stuff that would have been diminished had he lost to Manny Pacquiao. And I could not disagree more with any of that. I don't think Errol Spence Jr. for 1 minute pulled out of this fight with a fake injury. I think if he's saying he's injured, I mean, I'm not saying I believe everything anybody says, but I think in this case, that for Errol Spence Jr. to pull out of this fight with an injury, he's really injured. I think that he really had surgery and so forth. So that's just my take on it. But at the end of the day, people could have had a video recording of him in the operating room getting the surgery. If they don't want to believe that he actually had eye surgery, they're not going to believe it. And that's just the way it is. That's all I got to say on the subject. D-Lo 404 Boxing. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.